here on Little Language Artists. Today we're going to review our little grammar friend, prepositions. Before we get started, let's go over what you want to understand by the end of this video. Alright, so what you want to know by the end of this video is, what does a preposition do in a sentence? You want to make sure you understand what a preposition does in a sentence, and you also want to make sure you know and understand what parts of speech prepositional phrases can act as. Alright, so let's get started. Remember, in our last lesson we were introduced to prepositions, so we're going to start by recalling what they do in a sentence. Okay, so prepositions connect nouns or pronouns to another part of the sentence, and they are always in prepositional phrases. But wait, hold up! So, what's a phrase? A phrase is a group of words acting together as a single part of speech. So far, we have learned two different types of phrases. We've learned what verb phrases are. For example, a verb phrase like will go. See, we have two different words acting together as one single verb, will go. We've also learned prepositional phrases. So an example of a prepositional phrase would be into the store. Here we see the preposition into starting the phrase into the store. Remember, prepositional phrases start with a preposition and end with a noun. The noun is called the object of the prepositional phrase. Here's a cool tip. The subject of a sentence will never be in a prepositional phrase. So to make finding the subject easier, you can simply cross out a prepositional phrase. Alright, so let's get back to prepositions. So we know that prepositions are found in phrases called prepositional phrases, and we know that these phrases act as a single part of speech together. So what part of speech do prepositional phrases act as then? Prepositional phrases can act as both adjectives or adverbs in a sentence. In the last lesson, we covered how prepositional phrases act as adjectives. And remember, we looked at the 4 questions adjectives answer in a sentence. So now we're going to look at how prepositional phrases act as adverbs in a sentence. So let's recall what adverbs do in a sentence. Adverbs can describe or modify a verb, adjective, or another adverb. So when we were looking at prepositional phrases that act as adverbs, we want to look for those that describe verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs. To do this, let's use our adverb questions. Here are the adverb questions. There are 5. How, where, when, to what extent, and why. Make sure you memorize these. It will make finding adverbs in a sentence so much easier. Alright, now that we've done some preposition review, it's time for an example. Let's look at the example. Eric's new book fell on the floor. To start, let's find the preposition first. On, in this case, is the preposition. Now that we have the preposition, we need to find the object of the preposition. To find the object of the preposition, we have to find the noun that is at the end of the prepositional phrase. We see that floor is the noun in this case. So the prepositional phrase is on the floor. What question does the prepositional phrase on the floor answer? Let's think about this. Where? This prepositional phrase answers the question, where did the book fall? So on the floor is an adverbial prepositional phrase. Awesome job, guys. Now that we have reviewed prepositions and their function in a sentence, it is time for you to answer the questions on the forum. After you answer these questions, I want you to think about where these adverbial prepositional phrases may fall in our sentence diagrams. We will diagram and discuss in class next time. Have fun, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts. As always, here's a great quote about learning and the importance of learning. Thanks for joining us here on Little Language Artists.